What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Sorry, we were sitting there black for a second because I was sitting there just in awe about this market sell-off that we're about to get. It was a such an easy day of trading. One of the easiest days to predict. So easy.
Welcome to our home.
Oh, love it. Mike is so happy. Theo, you're right. Mike is so freaking happy
You
today.
know why I'm happy? Because Theo made money today. He said it's one of the easiest longs I've taken in some time. Good job, Theo. And I'm also happy because I got one of my minions in there, Simon, who's in the mentor group, just said it perfectly. You know, Tyler, okay, you remember when you were in elementary school?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And one of the games when you're out in the, in recess and you're outside, one of the games when the teachers wanted you to come inside or do something was called Follow the Leader, right? Wasn't that hard of a game, was it?
Right.
You all line up, and wherever the freaking teacher went, where'd you go?
Followed them.
Followed them. Okay? Like 2 years ago for Tyler. That's great. Love that.
I failed out of elementary school, Chris.
I'm sorry, but you're right. And this is going to dislocate at some point because this is getting too easy. But yeah, I mean, you follow the freaking leader, man. Follow wherever rates are going, follow wherever the dollar's going, and off we go. What a great day, man.
Follow
what a
the
great
leader,
day.
baby. And you know what?
Go ahead.
Now I was going to say, you know what? You follow the leader. I was watching the Dixie here, and I was like, I think we get a nice bounce in the Dixie. I'd be up 70 points on my NASDAQ short since I called the top here because I followed the leader. Dixie was the indicator, and down we go, the NASDAQ.
Down we go, baby. Down we go. So, I mean, look, I mean, there's other things to look at, right?
Right.
But, I mean, it's just been a crazy day. Crazy day. And, the thing is, guys, okay, don't get carried away. Trade the action that's in front of you, okay? It's that simple. I mean, it really is. And I see people, FinTwit is a lit, with, we're going to highs and, we're doing this. And, it's just, guys, trade the action. Just enjoy it for what you get and don't get caught up in it. And when there's a reversal, you're done. But today, I'll tell you what, the stock list that I had going into today really, it was great. So if you followed the show yesterday, I mean, you had some of the easiest trades that we've called out in a long time. I mean, I don't know how many of you followed me into Nat Gas or how many of you followed me into Credit Suisse, but if you did, you were extremely happy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all I got to say. Is it time to, are we at lows yet, Ty?
Not yet, but we will be soon.
Okay.
We'll be soon if, we're going to start following in the footsteps of the freaking Australian bank.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it's crazy if you think about it, okay, that we basically were running up on the Australian central bank.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's what really got our mojo going. That's what got the engines fired up this morning. The Australian bank basically came out and said, look, we're raising rates, but we're only raising them, I think it was by 25 basis points, not the 50 that they expected. So now the market, in its infinite wisdom, okay, now we've had two central banks kind of, capitulate, so to speak, change course. You have the Bank of England that just completely went the other way because they had to, and now you got the Australian central bank, Australia's central bank, basically doing the same thing. And so, if you're buying into this 2-day rally, okay, if you're buying into this 2-day rally, then what you're buying, just understand the catalyst, is that the Fed is going to capitulate. Okay?
Right.
That the Fed is going to follow course. And I just don't see that happen. Okay? What I see happening is a nice maybe we stretch it to 4 or 5-day rally that will get us lower highs that we can reload shorts in. So, it's just great. In bear markets, you get the bulls, you look at the emotions that's running around. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah. And then, borderline. I mean, that was the big thing. And that was, by the way, again, okay, Mark for the, 10th time in a row is called, a CPI top. And he probably will be wrong for the 10th time in a row. So, but eventually, Mark, you got to be right. Okay. So, but anyhow, look, JOLTS, and this was our plan. Guys in the mentor room, I want you, if you're on this stream, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. If I told you guys this morning that if JOLTS came in under 11 million, buy immediately. Okay. Drop a 1 in the chat if I told you guys that. I'm going to see how many people are actually listening in here anyhow. So if you didn't, drop a 2. Okay. JOLTS came in $10 million. And what happened immediately? 10-point trade.
Yeah.
10-point trade.
These numbers, man.
I mean, and what did we talk about, Ty, all week? What was going to be more important to look at was labor. Labor was more important. Why? Because that's what the Fed needs to see, right? And so labor is important. And JOLTS coming in under 11 million was one of big catalysts. But look, let's face it, JOLTS didn't come out till 10 o'clock. So it gave us that last little oomph. But we've already eaten that up, and it's gone.
If these aren't the most manipulated numbers, as you see the last couple revisions, like holy shit.
Well, and that's why. And now, what the market is trading on now is the euphoria that non-farm payrolls is going to come in a lot worse than expected.
Right.
So I'm setting you up for Friday. If non-farm payroll surprises to the upside or comes in line, we are going to make new lows immediately.
Yep.
Okay. So that's pretty much what we're looking at. But I mean, guys, come on, man. Before we get out of whack and start, saying the lows in and we start running around, naked with our clothes off through the streets because we're so damn excited. Third quarter earnings starts next week.
Yes.
I think we got Pepsi kicks us off, right?
I'm pretty sure it's next week. I don't know who kicks us off.
Pretty sure it's next week. So, if and yeah, I mean, Mount, that was the key to today's rally. VIX really hasn't gone anywhere today. It has come down, but it hasn't for 2 consecutive up days at 2%, you would expect VIX to be coming down pretty low. Okay. But if you want to look at it, okay, we've had now on the SPY 2 straight days of 2% up off of recently printing a 52-week low. You want to know the last time we've had 2 straight 2% up days where they occurred directly after printing a 52-week low? You want to know the last time that happened?
Yes.
It happened, and I got these numbers somewhere, in November of 08 and September of 08. Didn't work too well back then. We went back down another 40%. So, yeah, Pepsi next week. So, and here's the other thing, and this will make Mal very happy because even the fact that I'm talking about this is going to make Mal happy. Okay? If we get, and what we're looking at, a lot of people are looking at is a 10% drop, a 10%, earnings to drop 10%, basically. 10% revision, because you're going to start seeing these higher margins getting squeezed. Well, that would take the forward PE where we are today to 16.9, okay, which is around 17. Horrible, right? Because typically, if you look at past bear market lows around where we've had a recession, the average low of a forward-looking PE is 12. So if we have earnings drop just 10%, that takes the forward PE to 16.9, about 17, which, the average bear market low is around 12. So what are we looking at here? We're in the middle of the abyss, and that's pretty much farther because you got the P part and you got the E part of the formula, Ty. Okay. And if the E comes in, well, how are we going to bring that number down? Then the P is going to have to come down, which is price.
Yep.
So that's something to take into consideration. And by the way, this is the risk for you bulls. Okay. The risk is now expect the pre-announcements, expect the revisions. Yeah. Okay. And what started this drop right here? Amazon. Amazon came out and said they have stopped hiring. They have froze hiring immediately. Okay. And I'm not sure if Amazon's the reason this occurred, but it just happened to, to coincide with it. So the problem is, we can get a bounce, we can get a sustained bounce, but you got to be careful because you can have the rug pulled out from you at any moment with a company coming out and smashing an earnings pre-announcement. So that's what you gotta wait. So great day trading, really great day trading. If you followed our game plan from yesterday, which was the first day of the quarter, what did I say? Follow outflows. What do I say? XLB. You traded great today.
Yeah. It was a great day of trading. You're right. But it should be interesting coming up as far as next week. But as far as JOLTS and factory orders, nothing else really was out there. Other than OPEC, of course. So why don't you just hop on in the charts and just take a look at the TNA.
TNA, yeah, let's look at some TNA, man. All right, we're following the leader. It doesn't take, we know who the leader is. It's the dollar, and you can see the reversal off the bottom here. That's kind of leading the way. You can see, speaking of TNA, the TNX green, bonds are red, right? If we look at the TLT, bonds are red. Shocker, shocker, shocker. Following the leader. Good job, Simon. So proud of you. This is how you make money. You make money. There's no other way to make money than, better way to me to make money than relationship trading. If you look at I tell you what though, there were some incredible breadth numbers, and I want to show you. Breadth was incredible today, and I want to show you this, Ty. I'm going to see if I can pull this up. I'm not very nimble because I hate Zoom. But anyhow, look at this. Look at this. It was 65-1 upside volume. I don't remember last time I've seen that. And you can see, look at these numbers as far as everybody was squeezing. There was FOMO everywhere, up off the open. It was just incredible. So, we haven't seen these type of numbers before in a while. And so you can see right in here, the volume just straight on up yesterday, just continue to go. But look at the tick, Ty. Look at the tick kind of showing, kind of pre-showing. Look where it's been, now we're extreme negative tick. All those people that just jumped on the bull train, what are they doing, Ty?
Yep.
They're now hanging themselves. Please don't do that. So, it is what it is. This, who knows what the market's going to do. But you can see, just follow the leader, and it's worked out really well. And yeah, to me, the big sign, and Mal kind of pointed it out, right, was VIX. VIX hanging up here. It's just great. What the hell's a Nightbot?
It's our moderator. It deletes spam and stuff, and I didn't even see what those posted about.
I don't know. Chilling emojis. Chill with the what do you call it? The turnip or whatever it is.
Turn up.
Whatever you young folks post as a body part. Anyhow, Vic's kind of hanging up here. But we go back, let's walk ourselves back to the SPY. I did want to show you something of interest. So I want to give the bulls something to kind of cling to. Because everybody and their mother's giving 2008 analogies, and that's an easy thing to do. If you're a bull, you're looking, instead of 2008, you're hoping this is 2018. You want to know why, Ty? Look at this weekly chart. Look right here. Look what happened. Nice bounce off the 200, right? And, right up into COVID highs.
Right into COVID, all right?
Right into COVID. So, I mean, but it did you got right up to new highs,
yeah.
Right? So if you're a bull, I'm giving you a little bit of hope here from a technical standpoint. Nice bounce on the weekly chart. We talked about this. This was our target. Our short-term target was down to this 200. And in 2018, cover your ears now. We had a nice little bounce, and we went to new highs. Mal now is throwing stuff across the room. So that is your hope. I mean, and we did get back above these, this nice little level in the weekly chart, which is an important level. So for me, you bulls, we want to hold this 372 level. It's really important. But I thought that was something of note, which I really haven't seen anybody else kind of talk about. We did get a nice bounce up in here, nice gap up. What I love, and I love my gap up above moving averages and above important levels. And we got a nice gap today. So it was a nice gap and go. Kind of reminds you of in here, doesn't it, Ty?
It does.
So if we follow the rule of thumb, we should get another gap up maybe tomorrow, and then maybe run up into this, what you were talking about yesterday, I believe, Ty, which would be this 8385 level. Yep. So I would be okay with that. And then of course get smacked right back down because, and that's the thing, bears, I see even bears get upset, in this market. And I'm like, what do you get upset about? What are you going to short down here? Seriously, if you're a bear, Ty, are you shorting down here?
Fuck no.
After dropping almost 18, 20%? No. So, just you need a better entry, and a better entry would be up in here, I think, or even up into the 50. Even I could see that. Looking at the 200, we did work off our oversold level. So what are you looking at in this chart, Ty? I gave you my opinions. What are you looking at in this chart? And by the way, nice breakout on this trend line we had drawn in here yesterday.
That was really nice. So main thing I'm watching is going to be this previous area where we've seen like we've had the most volume, which was really this break right in here, and that's where we had the most volume come in. And so I think you're going to be met with the most resistance in this area here, retesting the backside of this breakdown. So that's the main area I'm watching there. If we do end up breaking above, then I'm really just going to be watching this trend line here as far as maybe we have a little bit more of a pop than I thought, and then we fail from there. So first area is going to be this whatever price this point is, and then second area is going to be met with a trend line here as far as like right up in this zone here. So those are the two areas we're going to be watching as far as resistance.
Gotcha. I like that. Or we could just fall back right here.
That's fine too.
I mean, whatever you want. I'm actually enjoying the nice little pop, and I know Mark's enjoying the nice little pop. So maybe we'll just keep it at that. But if you look at the 15-minute chart, it's pretty interesting. Kind of capped out right here at this close here. Nice little capping action. So we're now down to this close is where we're kind of getting a little bounce off of. So getting a bounce off an interesting level. So we'll see. Don't again, don't fall in love. It's hard for me to, if we were to just completely drop today and close this gap, that would be shocking given the breadth of it. I mean, that would be the death knell to the bulls. So I know we broke VWAP in here. I know we're playing Fowler, but rates aren't exploding right now. And I'd be shocked given the type of internals that we had to really just completely come down and close this gap. It would really, that would be unexpected. So, just trade it for what it is. I mean, we've had a great trade up into here. It's pretty much been straight up, and let's see where we go.
I told Mark this morning that if the SPY hits 384 today, then I'll go streaking outside in the neighborhood. So I think I'm looking good for that one.
Good stuff. Look at tech though, Ty. Interesting little trend line on a daily chart if you ignore this little gap up day, right? So interesting little trend line rejection, happening in here on tech. So see if that really means anything important or doesn't mean anything important. If you look at small caps in here, let's kind of look at this. Sitting on an island, we are. Sitting on an island. So I'd like to see small caps maybe come up into this trend line here that we broke down from, and get rejected, which would be right where the 100 is. So that would be a nice error rejection as well. All right, let's look. Again, we kind of went through rates. We talked about the 10-year kind of getting a little bounce up in here, help fueling. If you look at the 1 minute chart, trying to climb up and get green, but that extent pretty much has kind of just sat there. The dollar, same thing. Dollar, nice fall off, by the way, on the dollar. I'm sure you're going to talk about that in a minute. But kind of capping out right here. So we'll see. Just keep an eye out to see where that takes us. VIX again, eerily quiet for given where the market is today. So I know we do have non-farm payrolls on Friday. I'm sure that's playing a little bit into where we are, but I mean, that's it for me right now, Ty. I got some stocks, I got some securities, I got some sectors to go into. So I'll do that once you get through your stuff. But it was at noon it was a 97% upside day. So we'll see.
We shall see. I was looking at the dollar this morning, and this is how freaking easy, or I guess simple trading should be. I mean, looking at the price action, we were heading into this morning, sitting right around here, and if you understand the momentum and I guess reactions on how price action bulls and bears work, it would have been very easy to understand that break of 111, and you can get back and watch this freaking show. Break of 111 and retest is where I'd be looking for shorts all day back down to 110. And 110 is going to be this breakout point here that we had broke out from a couple weeks ago. If we break back above 111.40, then we're back into a bullish upswing here, and we'll probably go back and up and reach like 112. And it just, it's just that simple with levels, and I don't know where all it did was just so it broke through this 111, it retested it, and then it just dumped to 110. And so that could have given you a solid indication today on how to play every market out there, at least. Gold longs, market longs, and I nailed the gold longs today. But looking at the dollar here on the higher time frames on the daily, looking like we might come back down and retest this trend line here that we've been bottoming out at for the last few months of the year here. So heading back down towards this 109.30 area, right around the last point of, let me make this darker, right around this last area here where we had a lid. It was now support here, and so I think we're going to come back and retest the backside of that, retest this trend line, and then get going again. And so you're also seeing that. I know you've been seeing Mount, everyone talk about it, the parity with the euro. Going to come right in line with euro, running into resistance at parity level. We're now coming back up, still in this, maintaining this channel here. And so we just left the bottom end, and we're now reaching the top end, which is also going with parity. And so expect a euro reversal here. And so I think, maybe we have another day or two left in dollar weakness, and then we come back strong out of the lows here, heading back towards 114, 115 area. So easy trading right now, and then, we'll see if it holds 109. And that's going to be the next area I'm going to keep an eye on for the Dixie. Gold.
The Dixie. I love
the Dixie. The DXY. XAU USD.
I want to know about gold, because I heard you made a shitload of money on gold today.
This gold, where I didn't even hit any drawdown on this trade here. It was just like taking candy from a baby, which I know you like doing. You like taking candy from babies.
I love taking candy from babies, Ty. I teach people to take candies from babies.
That's right. Take the candy from the babies when you can, because man, oh man, it was easy. Looking at gold this morning, we were very strong out of the gate through London session, consolidating and then pulling back into pre-New York session. As New York open was coming through, we were creating this nice trend line here, ascending lows. I was watching really closely this price action here as we broke below. I was watching two things. So we either get the retest of the backside and sell, or we get a break back above, a retest of that grab here, and then a run. And so it was the latter that came. After we had a nice breakthrough retest, this is exactly where I took my entry. I almost bottom ticked this with no drawdown, took my entry right in here as we are retesting this grab here. And I just, I didn't take nearly as much. I mean, this thing fucking flew today. Now, I didn't expect an elevator ride up today in gold, right, honestly, but this thing soared. But I was able to grab some decent profit from it, and it just went right up to my take profit here. And looking at the higher time frames, we blew through 1700, and now we're sitting at the first major area of liquidity here, where we had a lot of resistance and support in the past. So 1730 that we're reaching now. I don't really use moving averages much, but I keep it on. It's just like a visual, and the 66 that I use is a previous area of support or resistance that we've rejected before. Going in with a level as well. We're now going in with a level here, finding some resistance. So if it kind of goes with the same idea that the Dixie tops, or the Dixie bottom, do we get a little bit more of a rally from here, then gold most likely going to find some resistance here and head back down towards its lows. No, born alarm, gold's not sexy above 1720. Maybe 1730, and if we find like a higher low. But I mean, if I want to talk positive about gold right now as far as the bull case, if you take a look at this trend line that I've talked about for a while now, that's been like really an indicator of who's in control here back from like 2015, 2016. The daily is actually coming back above this trend line here. And last time the daily was flipped back above that trend line was back here in 2019, which is after we had this pullback, and that's where we rallied from. 2019, we had the big rally from there. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. Now that was a different market, because with such a strong dollar, a trend line is not going to hold gold up. But you never know, if the dollar, stops roaring up, then this could be an interesting area for gold here. So I'll keep an eye on it. I definitely want to see the dollar go hand in hand with it as far as not rising anymore, because the gold's been on a rally here because the dollar's been falling off. But we are finding some resistance. So right now I'm taking this as a retest of the trend line before we head back down until I see a higher low forming, because we're still respecting structure and we're still creating lower lows, lower highs.
Gotcha.
And so yeah,
it's looking a little bit sexier than you now.
Yeah, if it can like break through, create a higher low and start rallying, this is where I'd look for longs for a nice rally out of here. Otherwise, it's just I'm longing into a bearish pullback here. So we'll see what market structure gives us, but running into some pretty strong resistance here. Taking a look at oil, man. So oil rallied pretty strong today, a lot stronger than I thought it would. OPEC came out and said we're weighing our options on a 2 million barrel per day production cut. Now that's just insane. Obviously, it wouldn't all be seen at once, because a lot of the countries are already producing under their capacity right now as it is. So it's not like all 2 million barrels we're going to see that at once. Right. It could be maybe half of that or a quarter of that, because so many are already producing such a low amount. But as far as regulations and quotas, they're looking for a $2 million barrel per day production cut, which could give oil at least a nice prop, because they're saying what I've been saying for a while is this drop in the oil market's just been based off of a potential recession, when the fundamentals on supply and demand for oil say we should have a strong oil market. And we are seeing that drop off toward that break of structure here. And so maybe oil gets propped up now with OPEC. Maybe we see a nice rally back towards 95, 100 in it. We'll have to see. But as far as levels go, clear the chart a little bit. 87 area. Definitely going to want to see this break and hold if we're going to see any more bearish continuation in oil here. That was one of the previous most important areas that we've held. That was our peak back here in 2021 of July. That was support in December of 21. That was support, and that was the January of 2022 open. Is back here where we just left from. But where we're entering now is the peak back in January of 2022 and support in February here. So support here in August, resistance here in September. So either way, this whole area here that we're pinning, that we're kind of like bouncing between, is really kind of the neutral zone as far as where price is most likely heading. So if we break back above 87, I think we see a decent rally back up towards 100 in oil. We're not even close to being overbought, because we've been so sold off here. So we could easily see a more rally here, a stronger rally. We did break some nice structure in here, and right now we're breaking this previous trend line dating back from the highs of June. So we'll see. Oil looks like it could be on the up and up, and OPEC could be actually propping the market up like it's trying to. So looking for some type of price action like this to see if oil can hold up.
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh man, Bitcoin still, nothing.
What's going on with Bitcoin?
Who
man?
the shit knows? It's right now. Bitcoin is just chilling below its point of control. It's point of control since June right here. It's been chilling right under 20,000. Hit it this morning and rejected it. Just stuck in this range. Just stuck. And with the market breaking out the last 2 days, you're seeing Bitcoin pinned underneath 20,000. If you go with Mao's logic, this probably isn't a sustained rally in the market, right? I mean, if Bitcoin, the risk-on asset, which has been rallying with the market lately, if it's pinned under 20 and it's pinned down here, not really rallying like the market is, then maybe this is one of those typical just bear bounces in a bear market here. So we'll see. But that's it for me. So I will hand it back on over to you. And
awesome. So
away.
I love our Discord room, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but I captured some behind the scenes First off, I want to show you. This is Mal. Okay,
Oh.
this is Mal this week. Hold on. This is what happened at the Open.
Oh my God.
And then I saw Mal and Mark were kind of going at it today, and I got caught some snapshots of Mal and Mark kind of going at it in the Discord room today. Mal,
Oh.
please, please stop with the poking of the bulls,
It is
please.
not right.
Okay, we like to make sure everybody is welcome. Uh, so anyhow.
Shit.
I just thought you'd like some of those behind the scenes on in the Discord room today. Anyhow, all right, market back up at VWAP. It's just kind of hanging here. So first off, a couple things. You know, look, I mean, squeeze. Anyhow, squeeze is on. I mean, you got ARC. If you want to look to see if a squeeze is on today, all you got to do is look at ARC. I mean, Cathie, up 3% on the open, up 7% overall, kind of leading the way. You got Carnival Cruise Lines, which has up 13%, 6% from the open. Just you can see, you got some of the shit stocks really squeezing today. Other than yesterday where it was kind of light. I mean, you got KW, the China stocks up 6%. You have financials, same thing, had been really beaten down. So it's a couple things we look at to see, see a nice little squeeze and, see if we're in a FOMO squeeze type market or, where are we at. And then really, if you look at the risk to what we like to see from a sustained market health standpoint, I mean, SMH semiconductors, yeah, it's up, but only up 0.8% from the open. Okay, so getting a little bit of movement, but not like the shit stocks. Same with biotech, just can't get anything going, up 0.6% from the open. So not a great, actually 0.4% now. They've all kind of retreated a little bit. Retail, not up much from the open. So that's kind of some of the sectors you really want to watch to see, for me, the health of the market, to really, other than just catching a FOMO squeeze and really want to see, I like to see those sectors kind of, be a little bit more of a participation. But definitely a good day. And yesterday, like we talked about, the materials. Remember, didn't we say this yesterday? Materials was the place to be. Well, if you got in materials yesterday, you're a happy person. And I'll go into the trades and some of the positions and stuff that you can do, but materials, definitely something to look at. But really, the big winner today, and leading the way was Nat Gas and Tyler. I hate to say it, we called this one yesterday. Talked about it yesterday. This was my top play this morning when we were talking to the traders. And Ty, you're muted, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what we do.
That's what I do. It wouldn't be
Every show. It wouldn't be a show without Tyler
if
being
I wasn't
muted.
muted. Come on.
Yeah, thanks, Borlam. You should just let him go, right? No,
Just let
but I mean, right. I mean, look, we called this trade out yesterday. I mean, and it was an easy. I mean, if you look at the 1 minute chart, I had this drawn right here, right at the open at 9:30. It broke through. First it broke through pre-market, kind of, with the 8 o'clock volume that you like to talk about, right? As we started increasing, and then you made a higher low and broke right through. And this was probably one of the easiest trades you're going to get. And, thanks, Bornalam. We use, he likes to use Boyle. We used Boyle today as our trading vehicle. Got in it, I think it was like $50.40 in Boyle. And, if you got in, you're up almost 10% on the day. in this trade. So you got to take the layups. You got to take the easier trades. And Nat Gas today was, and what do we do, Ty? Going back to Nat Gas, right? What do we do? Do we kind of hold on to this one? Because if you look last time that we had Nat Gas down here, we had a nice little run out of here. And matter of fact, just so we can kind of look and see exactly what that run is, we had a nice little run of 80%.
Yeah, this is the same exact trade I took on the SPY in the beginning of September when we had that second rally. Is when we have a move like this, where I take it to is the retest of this head and shoulders neckline right here. And so I think you hold it to at least, maybe $8. You can get a little bit of rally out of here. But if it breaks this neckline here, considering that we're getting more volatility back in the energy market, then you could run back towards $9 and stay in this consolidation range here, and back up towards highs. So definitely going to be something to keep an eye on from $8 to $10, depending on where we, how we react.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So, and you can see really Nat Gas. I mean, from an RSI standpoint, Ty, I mean, every time it's come down to the 200, RSI is kind of, here's this level down here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're getting, you can see effing thinkorswim, F you. I don't want that. I don't want it now. So definitely something to look at. Definitely something to follow. And so I guess we're going to stay in this trade. You know me, short-term Mike, like to get in, get out. So I guess we'll see. Bornalom. I mean, last time I don't see much chopping at all in here. I mean, how much chop do you want, right? I mean, I guess. I mean, you had 2 extra days, but
we've been chopping for 7 days now.
We have a saying Bornalom. We have a saying for our group. Okay, don't be a dick for a tick. We say don't diddle in the middle. Don't be a dick for a tick. So take the trade, man, when you get it. All you got to do is give yourself some room on the downside. I mean, give yourself just some flexibility in it. But anyhow, if this is going to go, then maybe we'll get a pullback and let you get into that trade. Other things, other trades. I mean, look, we talked about with silver, being in beast mode. This FCX, Tyler, when I love when we played this one yesterday. This was one of our top plays. I love when it gaps above a moving average and then goes.
Taking candy, baby.
Taking candy, baby. So FCX, we talked about this one in the space. Love it a lot. Also, we played this one yesterday, and I hate to be a broken record, but look what we got, man. New core. And I got to give again, I got to give Mal credit. Okay, this is the value of our Discord, because we don't have a bunch of goofy people in there. We just got a couple really good people that are smart as shit and provide tremendous amount of value. I'm telling you guys. I tell my traders all the time on desk, go in a room, man, because you can get some good information in there. And I got this one now posted out a lot of some of the aluminum steel plays and stuff like that. He was also posting the coal plays, and I kind of was looking at some of that stuff, and I kind of look at this, man. It's been 2 great days of just 2 gaps in a row. So new core, I love playing new core, my baby. So off we go, love it. So new core, good second day. One of my top plays that I also called out was Credit Suisse, and this has been a good one, I think. And matter of fact, this is one I think I'm going to hold till gap fill. So I kind of was upset that I missed this dip below and go yesterday. Because we talked about it on the show type, right? I mean, they were talking about Credit Suisse and how over the weekend the default swaps kind of exploded higher. But if you look at the balance sheet and you look at the financials of Credit Suisse, they're really pretty healthy. I mean, they're not in dire shape. of having a Lehman moment like everybody's calling for with Deutsche Bank and Credit Suisse and stuff like that. So this was a great trader yesterday as those margins improved. And, it was a good trade today. So Ray at the gate off of VWAP called it out. It was like 415, 420. 25 cents on the 420 stock is a pretty decent trade. It's up 10% today. And I think this one's got room to go. It did kind of fall back. There was some news coming out that they may actually be a takeover target or a merger candidate. So definitely something I like this trade. And I think it gives you limited downside risk from this point. So Credit Suisse, another one of those good trades. We also called this one out the other day. Remember we were looking at this First Solar, Ty?
Yes.
Remember when we drew that trend line, Ty?
Yep.
I didn't trade this one, and I'm really upset about it because I got lost in the mix. But I love when a stock gaps above an important level. Look, it gapped above this whole big flag up here. And again, this is why, okay, and SPY, by the way, market's coming back over VWAP, so that's pretty good. You got the dollar kind of falling off, so pretty nice trade so far. But if you look in here, this is why we like these type of charts, right? These type of charts, these are the charts you want to be in. They hold the 9, the 21, really didn't violate that, didn't fall apart, formed a flag, and gapped and kind of went. So, yeah, and that is the rumors now about, CS and UBS, and I did see that. So, First Solar, nice. And that's why you get continued movement on a stock. And Mark, and, I know we go back and forth, but that's why, we're just trying to help you guys out. That's why you get a lot better run rate on something like a First Solar with a chart looking like this, rather than, buying Meta down here and then having it go back up and then coming back down and then just having a flat VWAP, right? So you're just not getting it's called opportunity cost. And I much rather trade a better chart that gives me an active sequence. And that's something that, it's kind of hard for a lot of traders, right? And so, First Solar still doing its thing, doing it well. Another stock we trade today did get about 3 points off of it was Snow. Not as much as maybe we would have liked, but it did give you some action up into here, into this little pop-up and this pop-up off VWAP, but just not compared to the type of day it was. It really wasn't worth being on the list. So a lot of that stuff was tough. But, if you stuck with the oil plays we gave you yesterday, Devon Energy, Ty, I mean, look at this 2-day run on Devon Energy. I mean, just great action. Interesting for me now, you kind of got these this trend line drawing. I think you got some room up maybe to the 70 before you get a little bit of rejection possibly. You got Oxy. Look at Oxy. Again, gapping. Kind of getting back above the 50 in here. That's a nice little trade. Got itself going again. So I kind of like the Oxy trade in there. And it's, if you were sticking with the oil plays, doing well. And we didn't even mention, Twitter, Ty. How do we not mention Twitter? The fact that, looks like Elon could close the deal by Friday. So this one's been halted. It's evidently they've reached out. Musk's lawyers reached out to Twitter, said we're willing to go back to the 54.20. So for all of you that, kind of sold puts, I know there's a lot of traders that were selling puts into this and, out of the money puts and that were, laying low in Twitter. You're being rewarded today. And now I'd be surprised if it even opens up today before the market close. Based on that, because it was halted up, halted down. So I think, they're typically what'll happen is they will, just wait until the market closed to reopen that. But we'll see. If you're kind of hanging out on Twitter, Good for you. I mean, it's a trade that we thought about. Just just too much to do, too much shit going on in the
You're
market,
right.
right? So naturally, with Twitter, possibly deal being back on, uh, this you could have seen this one coming. Tesla, kind of, was selling off. They did bounce it back off the lows. Tesla came all the way down and closed the gap. Isn't that incredible? So incredible action in Tesla. They're now buying it back up as the market's getting bought back up, kind of getting squeezed back on. So interestingly enough, you're seeing that happen. But I think if you look at Tesla's chart, and we talked about this one yesterday, it's broken at this point. I mean, you gapped it. It basically this area of consolidation where it was kind of holding up in this zone, they gapped it down below, and now you're below the 100. And I think Cathie Wood's our favorite person. Didn't she? She actually bought Tesla yesterday. So she bought a slew of Tesla yesterday, and it seems like
Well, Mal should feel good about that then, and with his puts.
yeah, yeah. Well, Mel's a perma put buyer
Yeah.
on Tesla, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm sure Mal. I saw some stuff going on in the chat. You guys going back and forth, but I mean, definitely negative news for Tesla. Definitely negative, I think. So I would be, not hanging in on to that stuff. As far as I did take a small little trade on Amazon today, as it was kind of, came into VWAP in here, and gave a nice little trade out. He had a little trade into VWAP here, a nice little trade out. So Amazon was a pretty decent trader today. You can see again, nice gap up. You got nice gap ups on a lot of these big cap cap stocks. You got Google, you got Amazon, you got Microsoft. As far as that's concerned, nice looking gap up in some of these. And that's the other thing, though. You got to be careful, and that was my kind of question going back. And Mark's right. If you know a stock and you trade it all the time, it typically is a better way to go, right? And we talk about that all the time because you get to know its tendencies. You get to know because each stock has its own market maker, and they all technically have their own tendencies. But the fact that you're not really getting a super gap up in here is kind of worrisome to me. From somebody that's not trading this stock.
I actually just messaged Mark in the chat because I didn't know if I bring that up. Is that I think it's one of the biggest values you can have in trading is finding and predicting and knowing and having a relationship with a certain pair, like I am with oil and gold. It's just the difference is not having a directional bias and falling in love with it, because then you're stuck with having a certain bias towards it. When I trade oil and gold, and I'm trading long and short every day. I know how it moves, but the problem is you're such a permeable and a believer in meta, is it's different because you have such a strong bullish bias on it, and so you're kind of phased as far as knowing its tendencies in trading it. So there's a little difference in there, but I agree with you.
No, and it's a great point, Ty. It's like, even with the market, right? Even though we feel the lows are not in, and we feel that we're going a lot lower based off the geopolitical crisis and the structural breakdowns in the economy, and where the positioning of the money supply is and where the position of liquidity is. We trade price action. We trade to the upside and we trade to the downside. Yeah. And that's why we've been able to really, do this for such a decent time and be successful at it, right? Because you got to be flexible. Your beliefs don't pay you anything.
Right. Beliefs will kill you in the market.
And that's the thing, I know you have a belief that where it's going to be real easy to the long side, but you want to see the stock confirm it.
That I was just about to say that. Like, I'm all for you believing in meta and thinking it's oversold, but wait for it to create like a higher low and a directional confirmation, and then hop all in on your long. It's just when you have a bias and then catch a falling knife.
I love NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to buy NVIDIA, but I'm going to wait until NVIDIA gets back above its 50 moving average before I buy NVIDIA long term.
Yep.
And you may say, yeah, but Mike, you're missing out on a huge $30 in NVIDIA. Why would you do such a thing? And the reason is because it's the risk. Mm-hmm. It's the odds, right? And nobody knows where a stock or a market's going to trade. This is important for traders and investors alike. You don't know where a stock's going to finish, right? Nobody has a crystal ball other than Nick. And because it was JOLTS day, we did let him out of the cage a little bit this morning, kind of run around and eat some bananas. But, I mean, the point is you don't know. Nobody knows what's going to – all we know is to be a professional trader, to stay in this game long term, to where you can pull money from the markets and survive off that money. Okay, you got to have, you got to trade when the odds in your favor. And that means you're not picking bottoms and you're not picking tops.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's really, opportunity cost, risk management, number one. And look, I got all my stocks. I got all till today. I got all my stocks, that I got lined up that I want to buy, that I really love. I mean, I love AMD. It seems like I love chip stocks, right? I mean, I do like Apple, but I want Apple to come down, right? I mean, there's tons of stocks I want to buy. But, as a institutional manager, we got to wait until if we're just heading into, earnings season, where there's a good chance that earnings could readjust down another 10%. And if that's the case, well, Meta is going to be down close to $100 a share. So now, is that guaranteed, Ty? No.
Right.
I mean, nothing's guaranteed. It just said, what that says to me is I don't want to play it yet. If I love Meta, I'm waiting until the drop has stopped. And then it starts showing some signs of life. And then, because, right in here, people were telling me to buy Meta.
Right.
Right? I mean, right in here, oh, it's coming back. It's going. And then, you just keep on, it's the same thing in BABA. I had people telling me all the time, buy BABA at 200. You know how many times we would get questions, and this was a while ago, but hold on, I got to expand this out. Everybody and their mother was like, you got to buy BABA. You got to buy BABA at 200. Remember this, Ty?
Yep.
Everybody, BABA 200. And, see, a gap below and it's back up. And then look where BABA is. It's at 84. I'm sure Mal and Borderline remember that. We were all discussing. BABA's at 200, man. Do we want to buy it? I mean, no. Why? Because it's now at 80. And guess what? I heard everybody saying, yeah, but buy it at its IPO price. Its IPO price was 90 something.
Yeah.
It's now at 80. So I don't want to call a bottom. Okay. I want to buy when the odds are in my favor. And, look at these charts. And that's why we do this, because we're not like, it's not us against you guys. Nobody's right or wrong. We're just trying to help. We're trying to help you guys out. We're trying to help in that I don't want to see you guys lose money. I want to see you guys make money so we can all have fun and maybe get together in Hawaii a year from now and just, drink some Mai Tai, sip on a beach and laugh about shit. Laugh about shit, how everybody else was losing money. Okay? And that's a great point. I forgot to, and Borderline, I love these. I love everybody. I love everybody, man. Okay, that's a great point. So I was going to bring up pins. Okay, so you know how Twitter's doing their deal? Well, my relationship trade is I'm thinking about putting a trade on in pins. And I want to get your opinion, Ty. So Elliott Management, okay, which is a big-time turnaround company, has had a big interest in pins, and that's known. And there's a good chance that pins could, that's the next company to kind of go. And what I like about pins is it's above its 200 and all the moving averages are kind of pinned in here, no pun intended, and you're starting to get that rounded bottom and they're starting to turn up. What do you think about the pins chart, Ty?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like it because we're now creating these higher lows. Pins, instead of doing what it's been doing and grinding in a channel down, like you mentioned, it's now bottoming out and forming almost like a cup here. And so you know that pins has potential to run in the past and squeeze in the past. So there's a lot of squeeze potential. It's bottoming out from its long descent here. It's above the 200. I mean, it's creating higher lows. There's so many things stacked in its favor that says I want to buy.
Absolutely. And I'd much rather stick a trade, which I'm thinking about doing, a little swing trade into pins, as long as I'm willing to maybe use the 50 or something as my stop loss. Right. And so because we always talk about you want a catalyst, right? You want a catalyst. And so, that's something to think about as well, what your catalyst is going to be. And, I'm trying to pull up, hold on. And Mal I tell you what, I love you guys, man. Great point by Mal. Yeah, but see, that's the difference. Okay. Of course, there's a reason Elliott Management's going after pins and not going after Facebook. But we'll kind of go over that later. But if you want to own Meta, okay, and Mal brought up a great point, right? If you want to own Meta, well, look at and let's say you want to own Meta and you're willing to buy Meta at, let's say, I said under 100, okay? But let's say you're willing to buy Meta, today. And what's Meta trading, Ty? 140?
It's at 140.67.
Well, and here's the 120 puts, okay? Here's the 120 puts. Look what you can get by selling the 120 puts. You probably hit the middle. You can get $340. Let's say you're willing to buy 100 shares of Meta. Why would you pay 140 and take that risk? Why not collect $340 to what? Own Meta at 120? Because that's basically what you're saying. And really, what you're saying is that you'll be put the shares to you and you'll have to buy them at 120. Why would you not do that?
Yep.
So it's a great strategy if you're looking to lower your risk and buy a stock that you love, like Meta. Sell the freaking puts, and as long as you're using money that you're only selling the amount, they all comes in 100 share lots. I mean, shoot, the 130s are 600, and this is going out to November.
Damn.
So November 11th. I mean, you can even go out, and again, I didn't go out and look at the exact price that the strike price and the exact looking at the delta and looking at the best place. So but there's a great strategy. It's a great strategy if you're in love with something and you definitely want to buy. Big man, welcome in there, man. We got a big man from the UK. Doing good. Hey, and I wanted to bring up Coin. Coin was nice.
Coin's
but remember,
good.
But remember, Mark, if you're selling puts, you're doing it with the idea that it's not a trade, that you would purchase those shares, because your worst case scenario is you got to purchase for one put, you got to purchase 100 shares or whatever the strike price is, okay? If it goes against you, okay? If it goes further down and it falls to 100, well, you're going to have to buy them at 120, 130. So just make sure you understand the trade and, how that works. But I'll tell you what, I really like this coin trade. And I want to expand out this chart, Ty. And you're better at drawing these freaking things than me. But there's like a nice little wedge in here a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of it's kind of breaking. It's kind of breaking it today, and I'm gonna, kind of, see if I can draw this. You got 3 touches in here, okay, and there's the wedge that I wanted to kind of show you. And you got a nice little breakout today in coin.
Yeah.
Button up against the 50, so I think it's gone as far as it's going to go today. So I'd expect a pullback. Yeah, you can do a put spread, but I'm talking about that's a trade, right, Mark? If you're going to do a put credit spread, that's a trade. What I'd rather do is sell some out of the money puts at extreme IVs in order just to collect some premium, and then you put that money aside. And if it expires, guess what? Do it again, and now you're building up your basis to be able to use that money to purchase Meta. So you're owning it without owning it. My theory. Anyhow, coin. What do you think of this coin trade, Ty?
Oh man, it's beautiful. I mean, you got so much upside potential in this wedge break here. I like this trade.
Yeah. So I'd like to see a gap above the 50 tomorrow and go.
Yeah.
So nice trade in coin, and yeah, it definitely should have made you some coin, big man, today. So I just love just straight up. Then it came back in to VWAP, and look at this retest here while we've been on the show, and then they drove it right out of here. So I kind of like it.
Yep.
Kind of liking that a lot. So nice little trade there. Yeah, me too, Bornholm. I love those backside tests. So anyhow, that's about it. Let's revert back over to the SPY and let's see what we got going on here. I don't know. Again, I told you with the insane volume, if you look at the internals, and let's just look at the internals real quick, Ty. So if you look at the tick, let me kind of zoom in here. We're pretty much staying above the 0 line here after kind of trending down and spending some time at an extreme negative tick. If you look at the Val-D, kind of, again, continuing its ascent here. I mean, it just hasn't stopped. So I don't know that I would be short on such a strong day today for me, as far as I'm concerned. But if you go back to the SPY, what do you see in here, Ty? Anything that
No, I mean, just watching where we're at now to see if we just create a higher low and push down, or if we break through to retest highs. So just watching really this consolidation wedge we're sitting in, to see if we retest the high of the day or the low of the day.
Yeah, just looks like it's interesting because if you that's funny. I was looking at the side and somehow Meta got into my SPY chart. I was like, that's interesting. Yeah, I agree. I mean, just be careful. I mean, it's been a great trading day. Don't chop up your profits. Nice little trend line there, huh?
Oh yeah.
Nice little trend line. So yeah, to me, I mean, look, and again, I even if it fades into the close, I'm not shorting this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if it breaks here, breaks VWAP, breaks here. I mean, to me, you need rates really to kind of get going. And yeah, rates have kind of got going and kind of slowed the ascent, but not enough for me to really. I mean, TLT's kind of falling off, but nowhere near lows of the morning. So I just right now things seem to be calm, and yeah, don't trade away your profits. And like you said, the Val-D just keeps on pushing. So I'm not shorting into that action.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Good discussion, man. This was a great one. Good job, Mark. Good job, big man. Good job, Born Alarm. Good job, Mal. You guys are like in my brain at this point.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Safe trading.